quite nicely moves me on to Mark Doel. Mark Doel will be our second speaker today, and he has worked for British Cycling for the past 11 years as a regional events officer. He works with event organisers from cycling clubs and promoters from various organisations to ensure that event delivery is safe and professional. And Mark, we know firsthand how you do this work so well, because you kindly assisted us with our sportive earlier on in the year. So over to you, Mark.
Okay, thanks. I don't know how I follow Ramla, but I'll have a go. Thank you very much for inviting me along to this opening and inaugural meeting of Years Evolve. I think it's amazing, really, and it's quite a privilege for me to be asked to come along to this. And I suppose one of the big things for me about this is that I've been involved in cycling since I was about 16 years of age, and I'm now way past that. Yeah. So, but during that time, cycling is one of those sports where you can leave and come back to. And the key thing with it is that the friendship you get riding a bike when you're younger or not so young is always there. So you can come back and you can start chatting to people. And the next thing you know, you think, well, I've never been away. So I think, and I was having a conversation the other day, and I was talking to my brother about this as well, because he's been in cycling as long as me. But I think you're probably the first cycling club that I've actually been involved with that is totally new. Most cycling clubs that I've been involved with have either been around for years and years, or they're a breakaway from another club because somebody doesn't get on with someone in that club. So they then break away and then start another club, or that club gets too big and then they don't like what they're doing. And so they move away and they start a different club. So in a way, what you're doing here is quite unique for us as British Cycling in the Central Region. And I think it's quite, that first, I had to do a piece, and Colin might bring it up later, but I had to do a piece for us within British Cycling in how I got involved with IFAT and Alia. And it was, I think, going back, it was probably in May, I got a phone call from Mohammed, and he was telling me about the sportif that was going to happen, and that I would have liked to have got involved, but at that time we were in lockdown and British Cycling had suspended all its activities. And then I think it was September, I think it was around September. I just happened to pick the phone up. It was a random call. And there we go. That was, here we are 3 months later, moving a mountain really almost. So I think that was the first conversation. What I got from IFAT was just the enthusiasm about everything that she's done in her life, and about what she wanted to do, and how that riding a bike had sort of opened up a lot of avenues for her, and also for Alia. And we ended up arranging a meeting in King George Park in Bushy, and we had an outdoor coffee, and it went from there. And it was the fact is, yes, I've only really in a small way helped to set up a sportif in a very short space of time, with a lot of help from other colleagues in British Cycling. And I suppose the key thing here is that I will just, as an events officer, I will work with my team of colleagues and Colin and Catherine within the region and other people within British Cycling to assist you in any way we can in putting events on within your club Evolve. And the name and the logo and everything else, I just think is amazing. Yeah, so
thank you so much. Thank you, Mark. You truly have really supported us and inspired us, and we really are very excited about working with you and British Cycling. So thank you very much. Is Colin on the call? Colin, thank you for joining us. We're very happy to have you here. Would you like to say a few words at all?
I mean, okay, I don't really have much to add. to what Mark has said. You know, he was involved from the outset and kind of speaking to you guys.
Just introduce
kind of like,
yourself first of all, Colin, please.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so I'm Colin Moore. I'm I've got this really obscure job title of lead cycling delivery manager that a lot of people often assume means I drive a van and deliver bikes, which isn't really quite true. I head up our central region, in which Mark works together with Catherine and Farron. Yeah, I mean, I think Mark put it very well, and I hadn't actually thought of it that way, how the age of most of our cycling clubs, that to actually be involved in providing some small amount of support to a club that sets itself up from the very beginning has actually been a really interesting and rewarding experience for us. I think it's fair to say, and I think it was touched on before, cycling, probably more so than most other sports, is a very white, very male sport. It's full of people that look like me. And we've been aware of that for quite a long time. And I think there's been an awful lot of hand-wringing at national governing bodies, like trying to figure out how to do it. And to be quite honest, I think a lot of in the past, probably there's quite a top-down, okay, we need to come up with some, this is how you do it. This is how you improve diversity in cycling. And we're like the worst people to kind of figure that out. It's only recently that we've kind of really kind of focused on, no, we should work and support members of those communities that traditionally maybe don't cycle as much as white people. Like, oh, sorry, Zaha, you're muted? Okay, no, sure. So yeah, it's we very much see ourselves as just being behind the scenes, providing whatever support we can to help evolve, develop. We don't want to come along and say, you need to do it like this. We want you to kind of, you to set your vision, you to decide wherever you want to go, and us to help you be the best that you can be. And whatever we can continue doing in the